my greatest success and growth came on YouTube. And I say that because it's true. I was going to say something else, but it's true. My greatest success, I did not think, because YouTube feels so hard to grow on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so hard to organically grow on, it feels like. But it's just not over. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, I think if you're consistent, it's a good time to start. Like, you can really grow well when you're consistent. So what's funny is I can put up a video and it not get a lot of views, but I get a ton of engagement. And that is something I don't find with Facebook or Instagram right now. So this is the end of 2021 when I am doing this video. And so we're talking about going into 2022. And I think one thing I will say right now, Instagram has incredibly changed how their app functions. And it has, it has dramatically impacted my personal social media strategy. And when I say that, I mean, I can post something and I have I think right now, as of right now, I have like 10,000 followers. I can post something and legitimately, like real followers, like I didn't pay for these followers, guys. I get, what am I going to say? Like, I could post a picture that's pretty normal, or a video even. I might get like 500 views on the video. When in 2020, it was completely different. I was getting like 4,000 views, 6,000 views. So I just feel like my reach is capped on Instagram. And that is something I'm over it. Like, I'm not going to play on your platform if you're going to like kind of favor certain people. And so I have found great strength in YouTube. And that leads me to 2022. I think I have some things right here on my laptop. If you can't see it, you can hear it. So I want to give 3 tips for how to approach social media in 2022. And the first one is you need to figure out, well, first of all, let me go back. The first one is you need to focus. And I literally have written right here, what works for everyone won't work for you. And that's one thing I've realized, like a lot of people, I see them on Instagram and it's working for them. But Instagram, even though people on there love me and they're like, where are you when I'm not on there? I get it. I love y'all too, for real. I really do. Martay Music. You can go check out my music Instagram. It's a lot of fun. I just don't feel like my art, which I spend so much time on, this music, the covers I do, making them original and feel like they sound different. And then the videography that we're doing and the songs I'm writing, I don't feel like they get their full exposure. Like they get their full, they don't get exposed the way I want them to on Instagram alone. I won't necessarily stop using it, but I'm taking a break. So until probably the beginning of 2022, just because I felt like such a pressure to try to like fix my engagement and like make sure it works. Let me just tell you something. If something doesn't work for you, move on, let's pause. For you to know that something doesn't work for you, you need to do it pretty consistently for a little bit of time. So I'd say like, and sometimes that takes a bit, but I've been using Instagram faithfully for years, like 7, I don't even know how long has it been out since it came out. Like really, I've been faithful to it, like posting daily. I comment on everyone's response to my responses and, I'm super engaged. So anyways, I've been doing that for a long time. So I know when the platform changed and it stopped working for me as well, because I've been in it. It's really hard to say the same thing when you've only done it for like 2 months. You know what I mean? And so I'd say give it a good consistent run. But I will say figure out what your main platform is going to be. I think that's my next tip. Focus. Definitely not everything that works for everyone else is going to work for you. But figure out what your main platform is going to be. For me, it's going to be YouTube. And here's how I qualify what my main platform is going to be. Where is my art best appreciated? Number 1. Where's my target market? Like I reach a lot of like younger people and older people, and there's a lot of those people on YouTube. I do music and a lot of videos, a lot of visualizations. Great for YouTube. I mean, video is kind of king right now, so it's kind of great for every platform, to be honest. But I do a lot of long form content. Great for YouTube. It's longer. And honestly, I'm good at it. I'm really good at making YouTube videos. Like, it is so fun to me. I am good at making, I'm just saying, I'm good at making YouTube videos. And it is what it is. But you have to look at yourself, like, what is best for my art and what am I good at? Those are questions you have to ask yourself, because you could be trying to just jump into Instagram or let's say Twitter or whatever, and they're just not going to work for you because you're not good at them, or they're just like not really conducive to your art being like valued the way it probably should be, or seen or heard the way it should be. So figure out what works for you. I think it's different for everyone. I think it really is. But have a main platform and then be consistent with that. And yeah, that was my next point. Make sure that you can be consistent with it. Like, and that's another way to choose your main platform. I can be consistent with my 1 to 2 videos a week on YouTube. Doing a reel every 2 days from me on Instagram, I feel like so burdened and like overwhelmed, and I will still do reels every now and then, and Instagram was paying me to do reels for a while, and that was great. Thank you, Instagram. I definitely received your checks and I appreciate you. But yeah, it's not fun to me. It's overwhelming because I don't have a ton of time. I don't have a ton of time to be, doing that. And maybe I will get that time, but right now I just don't. So long form content for me, that's it, because it actually takes me less time to do, to be honest. So, and figure out those platforms. I love TikTok too. I just want to say TikTok is great. It's kind of also like the real situation on Instagram. If you don't have a ton of time to do that, or don't have a great strategy for it, and you're not consistent with it, then it might be hard for you. But I think it's worth checking out. For me, I think I had to really check out every platform to see what works for me. And I think it's the same for most of us. Like, if you don't know what works for you, I think you got to kind of test all of them. I don't know if testing all of them at once is the best strategy because you got to be consistent and good with like your effort on these platforms. So I would say that. I also want to say that it's really good to approach these platforms with a strategy. Like, even if you just choose your main one, right? YouTube, come with a strategy and execute it. Like, be good at executing your strategy. I think the number one reason, and we say this time after time, I hear that song, time after time, when you're lost, time after time. I hear it in my head. But time after time, people come to us and they're like, why isn't my social media working? Or, no, I never get engagement on social media. And we're like, well, are you consistent? And they're like, well, what do you mean by consistent? You know what we mean by consistent. Do you do it all the time? Like, do you have a schedule? Like, what you doing? If your consistency is like once a month, it ain't gonna work. Social media is so day to day. But I think that's how you can choose your platform. If you don't have it in you to do a TikTok video every day. By the way, if you missed our chat with Amber Wilson, my chat with Amber Wilson about how she got from 0 to 10K on TikTok with her strategy, go check it out. We'll put a link if you're watching on YouTube in the description of this video so you can go check it out. But super insightful. It is possible. I think the last thing that I really want to capitalize on is that it's so easy to be doubtful as a creative when you're on these different platforms and say, like, I don't know if it'll work for me. But I think you got to go for it. And that's why I'm stepping away from social media, because I feel like in my heart as a musician, I'm not stepping away as like the marketer, Gabby the marketer, but as Martay the musician, alliteration, that was cool. Martay the musician, those M's. As a musician, I feel I wanted to step away because I felt the pressure of having to keep people entertained, and I hate that. So I want to step away because of that. I want to step away to get vision, but I also want to step away to, honestly, if I could be honest, kind of reinvent myself. I know I'm good at what I do. And I think a lot of us artists deep down inside, we know we're good at what we do to a certain degree. But I think we sell ourselves short because we don't have vision, or we just play it too safe. And I feel like in terms of like how we brand ourselves and present ourselves, not all of us are branded, and maybe not all of us should be, to be honest, as creatives. But there is power with presenting yourself in a confident manner, in a manner in which people are like, who is this? Like, they are really confident and good at what they're doing. I mean, I'm sure you've met people, we all have, who you meet them and you're like, whoa, they're not the best looking, they're not the best skilled, they don't even have any crazy talent, but they're so confident. I want to know them. I think it's the same with us. I think no matter what platform you address in 2022, if you address it with consistency and confidence, like really showing up on that platform with the best content you can make, confident that your art, your creativity is worth being acknowledged, worth brightening someone's day, worth someone listening or looking at, I think you will really grow. I really do. I really do. And I know people are going to be like, well, that's really simple and that's whack. No, well, I've been in this for like 10 years, like at least. It's not whack. I see people who start Instagram and they just start posting their pictures like they're influencers. Like they just come out the gate confident and people literally gravitate towards them.